is Anndi. I have been an ICU nurse for 4 years, and I've been traveling since January of 2021. I am currently on contract with Chris Strohmeyer. She is super special to me, and Daisy. She actually is the purchaser of Daisy's cat house here. That was one of my gifts from her. So this is Daisy Mae. I got her in like September of 2020. It was actually right after I tried to do travel nursing and I epically failed because I could not be alone. So I went back to staff and I got her in September of 2020, and we let her grow up just a little bit before we went on the road in January. So she was about 6 months when she started hitting the road. So she is a road baby. She has kept me stable while I've been on the road. She is like my best friend. Like, it's weird because like normally people say dogs are their best friend, but cats it's a different world because they don't require a lot of you, but they give a lot back. So she's spoiled. So she takes up a lot of room in my car. So I drive to and from every assignment so that I can have her litter box and her specific toys and her cat tree, and like literally she takes up more room than my own stuff. So I think that's probably the biggest challenge, is just keeping her packed up and like comfortable, because cats don't necessarily always do well shifting environments. She did start out on the road as a baby, so that was a good thing. So we'll see. When I come home, especially like here in Louisiana, I have these big like double French doors that have like a window, and she literally sits at the window and waits for me at 8 p.m. knowing that I'm coming home. And it's like that hour after work where she and I just kind of decompress that I look forward to, especially when things are harder being a traveler, and having to be a lot more flexible than you normally would in a staff position. She just makes it easier, I guess, and quicker to decompress. It's not as lonely because there's always someone like nudging you, or hey, play with me, or I'm gonna make you pay attention to things that are going on in the world, even though you want to completely check out. What I did in Washington on my last contract, she was due for like all of her year-old vaccinations, her rabies, all of that stuff. I just like Googled nearby vet, and unfortunately it's really hard to get into vets right now because of COVID. But what I've noticed at every vet that I've called is they have like someone else that they can refer you to. So it's just about like resourcing it. And I ended up finding a very reputable it was actually telehealth for cats. And the vet like zooms in, and then the vet tech gives her all of her vaccinations. So it was an interesting experience. I think that our very, very first road trip was probably like the most special to me, because I was driving from Florida to California. It was a very, very long trip. And she co-piloted with me. She was so good. But I think that was probably like the first time that I was like, okay, she's gonna be okay, so I'm gonna be okay, so we're gonna be okay. I think that knowing that you need to be prepared with the vet stuff, and like having a vet that's willing to help you organize that so you don't miss anything, was probably the hardest thing to organize, just because I wasn't really prepared for that. And then also realizing that it's not just about you and your comfort, that you truly have to make sure that it's like a responsibility that they also feel at home. Like, they're not just there to support you and be your best friend and like all the positive stuff, but like you actually have to be sure that they're capable of going on the road. Because if they're not, it could do more damage to them than is good for them.